What's going on? Alex here, and today we're answering some questions from Reddit. This question comes from Fast Seaweed, engineering student in 20K of debt. I'm a 21-year-old university student in California. I currently have a software engineering internship that ends when I graduate in December of 2019. I racked up $12,000 on 5 credit cards. Most of their interest rates are around 12 to 17%. My brother helped me and lent me $5,900 over time to help pay them off. I also borrowed $1,000 from my boyfriend for the same reason. So in total, I have about $20,000 in debt. I have budgeted and it worked. I kept on track, but due to stress, school, and work, I didn't always have the time to look at it. So I easily get off track, and I easily return to the cycle of being behind payments and overspending. It does not help that I have anxiety disorder and clinical depression, which pushed back my graduation 4 semesters in total. I want a sense of direction and to know if it is even realistically possible to expect to get out of this. I feel very overwhelmed, and as much as I hate it, I need someone to tell me what to do. Well, I think you nailed it, all right? Anxiety and depression are 2 major factors that can drive you to do a lot of crazy things. And the big step here is understanding that there's an issue, and you've already related it to the psychological issues that are kind of boiling underneath all of the spending. You already know the cause, and now it's time to deal with it. So I don't know if you've met with anyone that can help you from a psychological perspective that'll sit down and kind of work out what those issues are related to. Because until you get to the underlying cause and really look deep into yourself and dig deep, it's going to hurt. It's not going to be fun. All right? You will establish what's causing this. And only then are you going to be able to get above it and fix it. Right? Because we're all looking to fill some kind of void, right? Anybody with an addiction is looking to fill a void. So, in essence, it's really a matter of addressing what you're being addicted to. And now it's the sugar rush, it's the adrenaline you get from spending. You're not the only one. It happens all the time. Pretty much the entire credit card industry is based on this. But at the end of the day, you have to think of not where you are now or just digging yourself out of the debt now, but what about 10 years down the line, 20 years down the line? Because one of the worst things to do with money, I would say, is to lend it to your significant other. Because that's going to create all sorts of different dynamics in the relationship that really don't need to be there. And unless you fix the underlying issue in that the spending gives you a rush, that's going to probably keep you going in the same direction where you're gonna spend more, you're gonna borrow more, and there's gonna be many places from which you can borrow money, but it's not gonna address the underlying cause. So step number 1, you've already done it. You've identified that there's an issue due to the depression and the anxiety. So now you have to do something about it. You have to arrange to meet with somebody, could be whatever kind of professional, psychologist, psychiatrist, whatever you want. Sit down with them and discuss the issue, because you're not the first one. So there are systems of getting out of a situation where spending is giving you a rush. There's therapies out there that can even cure arachnophobia and all those kind of things. So if you can make someone not be afraid of spiders, I think you can make somebody not get a rush out of spending money, or to get that rush in a different way. Step 2, get rid of the credit cards. They are no good for anyone. The rates are so high, being up to 17, 19%, that it's just not justifiable to put anything on that card, really, if you can avoid it. So stop spending now, cut up the cards, get rid of them. That actually should be step 1, and then you get the help for the anxiety and depression. That's step 2. Once you have all that addressed, you have to really look at where you want to be in several years, okay? And that's, I think, going to establish for you a goal to work towards, to where you're financially secure, to where you've saved up X amount of dollars, to where you have a retirement fund, to where you can purchase a house. Because if you keep going this way, you and your boyfriend are probably not going to be able to save up enough money to actually buy a property for yourself and be able to not have to pay rent all the time and be behind on payments and living paycheck to paycheck. So the hard part, you're pretty much already done, because so many people live in denial their entire life and they never admit that they have a problem. You've already done it. So now it's a matter of taking the next steps, which I guarantee you are going to be easier now that you've laid out the foundation on how to solve this thing for you. And once you get past it, I promise you, it's a beautiful thing, because you can get to the point where you're making money work for you instead of working for the money. And you'll have the weight of that debt completely removed, which will be super helpful in relieving some of the stress and anxiety, right? Because right now it's a cycle. You're anxious and you're stressed out. You spend money, you become more anxious and stressed out. So you have to break that, okay? So the first thing is going to be get the help. Psychologist, psychiatrist, whatever you want. Just sit down with them, explain the issue. You're not the first one. They have solutions for this. And they have a process, step by step, to get you through it. Second, get rid of the credit cards immediately, right now. Before this video ends, cut them all up. You don't need them. Stay current on the payments. Pay off the highest interest credit cards first, and then you'll be all set to carve a better path for yourself moving forward. And it's not only going to help you, it's going to help your relationship, and it's going to help your future relationships, and pretty much your entire sense of well-being going forward. I hope this was helpful. If you have any other questions, drop me a line, questions@efrosfinancial.com. Thanks for watching.